DDP defeated Star with a running diamond cutter. Again, the match wasn't that long, but it's worth watching for the diamond cutter alone. More important was the stuff that happened after the bout. Scott Hall and Kevin Nash comes out and they have an nWo shirt for Dallas. It was decision time for DDP. Kevin Nash gives DDP a big hug and Dallas puts on the shirt. And that's it, folks. That's how DDP joined the nWo, and that's how his meteoric rise to the top ended in just one night.
No. That's not how it happened. This is how it happened. I was fed up with how I was being booked in WCW at the time. So I really came up with all my own ideas, but this one was one that could really change my life. And I knew if I brought it to the booking committee, they would have never done it. But I brought it to Kevin and Scott. And first I brought it to Kev, and I was like, listen, I have this idea, bro. If you guys don't want to do it, I totally understand. But if you do, it could really help elevate me and change, what the bookers have to do with me. I said, or we don't do it. I'm just going to ask for my release to go to New York. And he was like, so what's the idea? And I tell him, we have a real relationship. We used to be tag team partners. Scott, I used to manage him. I created his gimmick, gave him the toothpick, all that shit. I said, we have real history. I said, what if you guys came up to me and asked me be in the nWo? And I look at you and I go, oh, now you want me in the nWo? Like, because my diamond cutter is the greatest finisher on the planet? Now you want me in the nWo? What happened number 3 or 4 or 5 or now 6, 7, you're coming for me? How about no? And I walk away. Now normally you just kill me, but it's me. It's not one of these other schmucks. Like, we got real history. Oh, Dally, no, he'll get over it. That's like your attitude. And it happens again. And I do the same thing. And they're like, oh God, he's so annoying. That's your attitude, right? And you let it go again. I have a match. I hit someone with a diamond cutter. You guys come in, you give me the shirt. I put it on. You hug me. You walk away. Scott friggin' high fives me. When he goes to pull away, I pull him in. Bang. You come running at me. I flip you over the top rope and I take off through the crowd. And he goes, oh, I love it. He goes, I'm gonna take the diamond cutter too. I go, no, you're not. If Bischoff lets it do this at all, he's never gonna let you take the cutter too. I said, let's just pitch it the way that is right there. He goes, yeah, go tell Eric. I go, I can't tell Eric. I go, dude, I'm gonna tell Eric I wanna drop both you guys. I go, first I gotta go ask Scott. He goes, D, you got him a job. You created his look. He needed the job more than anything. His wife was pregnant with Cody, and you don't think he wants to repay you. Without that, none of this shit's happening. He said, he'll be good with it. Just go tell Eric. I go, I'm not telling Eric. I got to ask Scott first. So I went up to Scott, and Scott's like, oh, I love it. It's great. Let's do it. Go tell Eric. I go, I'm not telling Eric shit. I said, so the bottom line is Kevin tells him the idea. And Bish, it's not that he didn't want to help me, but this is a really big deal, dropping those two guys. And bottom line is that he's sort of ham-hearted a little bit. All right, let me run it by him. Because I saw the booking committee. I think he was in control at that point, but I'm not sure. And they ran it by him, and they all decided to do it. So we go to do it. I'm so psyched. This is going to be so amazing. It's in Charlotte, North Carolina. And the bookers come up to me, and they tell me, with Eric, listen, this Piper's coming in tonight. You got the bagpipes, he's got the whole deal. We don't want it to get lost in the shuffle. I think we should put it off till next week. I was like, fine. Cool, next week works. And then it turned into next week. And next week. and next week. You should count them to see how many actual weeks there are. All I know is there was week after week after week that it was on TV sheets and then it got pulled off. It just was wearing me out. I literally was about to ask for my release. And then I heard we were doing it in front of 33,000 in our first Dome show in New Orleans at the Superdome. Now, it felt like I was really getting jerked around, you know, and they weren't going to let me do it because once I did that, it changed my life. It set up the thing where Randy Savage wanted to work with me, and then Savage put me over, and that changed my life in a way that I can't even explain to you. It's so ridiculous how different my life became. It just elevated me to a different stature that I would have the rest of my life. We'd get the feud of the year that year. And the reality was, when they kept pushing it back, it was the best thing ever happened to me. Because it took like, whatever it was, 7, 8, 9, 10 weeks to do this angle about me and the nWo. So when I finally did put the shirt on, it sucked the air out of the building. You know, there was fans of nWo, so they were cheering. The other people were like, no, not you. And then when I friggin' dropped Scott, that roof exploded. Backdropped Kevin over the top rope. Man, that was the craziest moment up till that point in my life. And like I said, it changed my life. So that's how it really went down. See ya.
A big thank you to Diamond Dallas Page for appearing on Reliving the War. Dallas done this as a favour simply because he enjoys the show. This wasn't a paid cameo or anything like that, so the least I can do is ask you guys to check out his YouTube channel and the DDPY app. All the links are in the video description. Again, a big thanks to Diamond Dallas Page.